Hello Pisces, this is Carrie Mubarak at wooingnature.life. Welcome to the channel and welcome to February. This month or this go around, I am going to be focusing on love and relationships. We're going to be getting down to business a lot in 2021, and so I think I'm a-okay with us thinking about love in February and thinking about how we're relating to each other, because I think that's going to be vitally important. So I'm going to be reading from the Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. I'll be reading from that deck to see who's around you, who are you relating to in February. And then I'm going to go to one of my favorites, the Carolyn Myss Archetype cards, to look at how you are relating or who you are in your circle or in your relationship or relationships. And then finally, I'm going to do your detailing with the Tarot of 1001 Nights. This is my go-to deck for love readings because the Tarot of 1000 Nights will tell your business. Yes, it will. Okay. All right. So let's get started with Spirit Animal Oracle. And I am looking at the people who are surrounding Pisces, or the people who are around Pisces at this time. The types of people or person that's around Pisces in the month of February that they need to be paying attention to. Okay. All right. All right, Pisces, let's see what we got. Let's see who we got. All right, flamingos. A lot of flamingos coming out. I think flamingos are your flamboyant, showy people. I'm not familiar with flamingo because and I tell people, I never thought I would have bought a animal deck because I deal with animals for real. Like, so when I'm about people connecting with the animal that comes to them in the real world. So I never thought I would do this. And because of that, there are cards in here that I'm not familiar with. So I'm not really familiar with flamingos. I know like what a flamingo is, but I've never spent enough time around a flamingo to talk about how a flamingo behaves or whatever. So please look up these animals yourself. You can go to National Geographic. You can go to a basic animal website. It doesn't have to be the Animal Speaks, because those some of those are accurate. Some of them are according to the individual, or they're written according to the individual's experience with the animal. And my thing is, get your own interpretation. Don't go by somebody else's interpretation. But if I'm going to interpret today, I'm going to say that the flamingo spirit are people who are very showy and flamboyant. They're very, like they don't mind being different, looking different, acting different. You know what I'm saying? They don't mind standing out in a crowd. They definitely stand out. There's no doubt about that. But like I said, look that one up on your own, because I'm not a flamingo. I've not spent a lot of time around flamingos. This could be people who live in a certain area. If you're in Miami, maybe, this is for you. All right, so who else do we have? Other spirit people that are around. Ooh, and you got the chameleons. Okay, so chameleons are people who are able to shift, change. They're kind of shape-shiftery. But they also are able to adapt very well in a lot of different types of circles and environments. Okay. These are not bad people to have around, but some people may feel at times that the chameleon people are kind of fake because they switch it up. But it's really, if you pay attention to it, it's not really that. They just know how to adapt. And it's not, Pisces, you're going to have to be the judge as to whether or not you're going to deal with this type of energy or not. It depends on what they're doing too, because sometimes people are doing all that shifting and changing because they're trying to climb, right? As opposed to being sincere, or as opposed to just connecting. And you'll have to be able to discern the difference between the two. Sometimes it's intention and motivation and what's behind what somebody's doing more so than what you actually see on the outside. And that's a message from the chameleon, okay? The chameleon itself doesn't change, but its colors change depending on its environment. So, you can take that where you want to take that. Okay? The chameleons are coming in with the number 14, which breaks down to a number 5. So you can expect some changes. You can expect to might be taken through the changes. I'm not sure. Just hold on. Okay. I don't see anything really negative. I see that, you know, these people you're going to have to adjust to. That's what I feel like, Pisces, for you. And then we've got Groundhog Spirits. I'm glad to see these this come up for you because with you being a water spirit yourself and having like flamingos and chameleons around you, you're going to need some grounding, and groundhogs will bring you that. They stay close to the ground. Their bodies stay close to the ground. They're kind of foragers. You know, like you'll see them kind of foraging around in close, you know, they're ground animals for the most part. What else do I know about groundhogs? My understanding of groundhogs that groundhogs can take a bullet, like not take a bullet, but they ricochet off of groundhogs. So I feel like this is also protective energy of people who are grounded and have a protective nature around them, or they themselves are very protected. You know, like they can get through anything. They're coming in with a 31, which is a 4, again, a grounding number, a foundational number. So these are the people that when you get around them, you feel at home, you feel nurtured, you feel like you can let your hair down a little bit. Okay. Anybody else for Pisces? Okay, so these flamingo spirit people, these are the people that you will be advancing things with. These are people that when you're around, things advance. You're able to manifest things on the physical plane with people when you're surrounded by people like this, or when you are with these people. Again, with these folks, this represents some changes for you. You might be learning a lot from that group of people, because for some of you, I feel like these people are going to be off-putting to you, and for others not. But I'm just trying to help you understand how to deal with chameleon people. Okay, you got to back off of it and kind of see it for what it is, and then once you do, you'll know how to deal with it. And again, you got your grounders, which is great. All right, so let's see who you are amongst these souls that we just saw. Let's see how your energy is moving with them. Looking for Pisces, how Pisces is responding, reacting. Who is Pisces in this circle of groundhogs and chameleons and flamingos and things? All right. Who's Pisces? Where's Pisces amongst this group? Oh, wow. You are the magical child among them. They probably love you to death. They probably are nurturing you and hanging around you and making sure you have what you need and all kinds of other things. Just really open your heart, Pisces, and just receive this because I feel like this part of you, the magical child within you that may have gotten some nicks over the years, is now being nurtured by these people who you are surrounded by. And I think that that's very, very beautiful. Very beautiful. The magical child says that you're seeing the potential for sacred beauty in all things and a belief that everything is possible. So this is a positive connection for you, both on the level of healing any childhood wounds, but also in restoring the inner child within you, which is very important, because you can't get bogged down. Pisces can't get bogged down with a lot of heaviness. And so if you have been bogged down with heaviness, either in your relationships or in your relating, or even in whatever situations may have befallen you, or that you've had to experience, that any stripping away of that magical child is now being restored through the people around you. So you just got to open your mind and look. And then we have the rebel. So the rebel, to me, in the light attribute, because both of these are coming in light. These cards come in, they show you the light attribute, and then they also show you the shadow. So what I do is, if it comes in reverse, I read the shadow. If it comes in the upright, I read the light. So it says challenging authority, or challenges authority to affect social change and reject spiritual systems that do not serve your inner needs. So again, this is your spirit in motion, in relationship to other people. You are the magical child, but there's a rebel in you that goes against the grain. Again, you've got those two fishes. You've got one swimming upstream and one swimming downstream. So this time right now during February, and the people that you're connecting and relating to really bring out this aspect of yourself, that part of you that swims upstream, that doesn't do things in the way that other people might want you to do it or expect you to do it. But that's a part of your inner child. That's a part of who you are that has to come to the surface, that has to surface for you. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful connecting. That's a healing connection. This is a healing connection for you, and a restoration for you as well. That's the second time that word has come up in readings. It also came up for Aquarius too. Yeah, restoration. We're looking at restoring those aspects of ourselves that have been lost along the way. And a lot of us lost a lot of energy, especially energy that was associated with the past. A lot of us lost a lot of that during the corona pandemic. We had to release a lot of things. We had to release a lot of old patterns and old energies and stuff like that. All right, so here we are. We are with the Tarot of 1001 Nights here. This is where I am. I like to go to the tarot for details, so we're going to look at the details of your relationship. This can be anything, relationship, your personal relationships, romantic, familial, whatever it is that Pisces needs to pay attention to. Okay, there we go. All right, so I've got the Two of Wands in reverse. It looks like whatever it is that you had your sights on may not have materialized. Something about, in this particular relationship, that you had your sights on something. You had bigger dreams or bigger ideas, but for whatever reasons, it didn't come together. Or it wasn't materialized. Or it didn't materialize. This, of course, feels like a personal relationship to me. Okay, so there was disharmony in the relationship. You guys couldn't create a space of peace between you, okay? Maybe one person wanted one thing and the other person wanted another thing, or your ideas of what a peaceful abiding looked like were not quite the same. And even though it may be disappointing, it's good to know that that's what it was going to be, because it was always going to be that. Like, you weren't going to probably be able to change that. But I don't know. We're going to keep reading. I don't want to say. Okay? So at the end of the day, there has to be an understanding of what you want. Okay? There has to be an understanding of... and this is very, very tangible. This is very practical when I'm talking about, you know, there has to be an understanding of what you want your life to look like. And then the other person has to be clear about what they want their life to look like. And it can be as shallow or as deep as you want it to go. But all of that is important, because otherwise you think that you're envisioning something and you're on the same page. And in real life, because what's at the core of the person, right? What represents harmony at the core of you is what's driving you. Okay? Everybody wants a little peace. Nobody wants to, nobody wants strife. Nobody wants strife. But sometimes we get caught up in strife because we're trying to push an agenda, and you can't push an agenda. The agenda is your heart. The agenda is your heart space. Your agenda is attached to your heart space. You're going to go and gravitate toward what your heart feels drawn to. Okay? Especially you Pisces, because you all are water people. Y'all all connected to your feelings. Let's see. All right. So therein lies the rub. This is the snake that you got to cut the head off of. This is the thing that you're going to have to face within yourself. And it's not really a big deal to me. This isn't about you having to go really deep and deal with your painful past or anything like that. It's simply about knowing what it is that you want your life to look like. That's it. That's it. You have to, and I feel like also you're going to be doing a little bit of looking back at how not being clear about that, not setting boundaries around that, not, holding yourself to your own standards. And I'm not talking about moral, I'm talking about what you want, right? Not holding yourself to that, not sticking to that is what you've got to deal with. That's the part you've got to face. No big deal. You can do that. All right, so all right, so we've got this Nine of Wands in reverse here. In the upright, you see two people connecting. There's a little distance between you, but there is some connecting. In reverse, I feel like that connection, again, wasn't able to happen because there's not a meeting of the minds. There's not a meeting of the minds. Okay. That's it. And that's okay. It's really not a big deal. It's really not a big deal. And I'm saying that, I'm not trying to be flip about it at all. I'm just saying that, it's as simple as knowing what you want. And that can sometimes be hard. But the way it's reading and the way I'm feeling about it is, this really isn't a big deal. This is just something that, that you learn along the way. So if you're feeling distressed about it, it's real practical. This is real practical. This isn't even a feeling thing. That's probably, and I don't know, Pisces, you guys are probably in your feelings about it, but this is a real, what I'm getting is that the reason why it didn't work, it was a real practical matter. It was a simple practical matter. Like, I don't know, this person likes ornate bathrooms and you don't, and it was never going to work because of that, which meant that the bond or the connection wasn't that deep to begin with. That's okay. So you are learning something. You have been learning something about yourself. You have been finding your own light. You have been focusing your attention on your inner self. That is showing. Other people are seeing it. For some people, that may make them feel fearful, or that may make them back away. That's fine, because guess what? Those are the people who aren't ready to deal with you anyway. But there are other opportunities for love that are around you. There's other people that you can share your inner light with. Those are people who you may not be seeing them right now. They might not be in the forefront. You may be more or less paying attention to the people who are backing away from you. But don't focus on those people. If they're backing away, let them back on away. And then that will clear the way for you to see through to the people who are ready to receive your love and your affection. Okay, so don't be afraid, don't be worried, don't be concerned. This is the Seven of Cups in reverse here. Don't be concerned about, don't worry about it, okay? Because it's going to be plenty of opportunities coming towards you. You don't need to be concerned about who it is or how they come. You just, you'll see. You'll see, where you want to spend your time and attention when that comes. But I am seeing someone coming towards you. I'm just seeing, with this being in reverse, that you be discerning, yes, but also don't be fearful. And that's the reason why you're dealing with, facing the fact that it was just a practical matter. Deal with things on a practical level. That's my message. I think the overall message for you, Pisces, is deal with things from a practical standpoint. Try to be practical about your relationship. Try to be practical about it instead of feeling about it. And I know that seems counterintuitive, but that's what they're telling you to do. Sometimes you got to do something against the grain of yourself in order to, activate another aspect of yourself. All right, so for those of you, we got the King of Chalices. This King of Chalices is coming in reverse. We have to see why that is. But the King of Chalices is being strong to me in love and in your love and in how you express that. It's about being strong in it. It's like using love as a tool. As a tool, really. And any kind of tool. You can use love as a monocle. You can use love as a telescope. You can use to see something that you need to see. It could be a microscope. You can use love as a microscope. I mean, it's about being able to utilize the heart space and that feeling space in you. And what I'm seeing for you, Pisces, is really about channeling your emotions into something. I'm not going to say, it's like being able to channel your heart space energy to connect to the people that you want to connect with, right? But doing it from a practical mindset. So you might have to kind of work with that a little bit in February and see where you end up with that. It's a very interesting balance, because I see the balance. The balance is emotions and physical, or practical and emotional. That which is practical in a relationship and that which is emotional. So there's this feeling side of the relationship that everybody wants to get into, that everybody deals with. But then there's some practical matters that have to be dealt with as well if the relationship is going to stand the test of time. It has to be practical as well as relational. And I don't mean by practical, I don't mean purely transactional. What I mean is that there are practical matters to be dealt with within the relationship that are going to make that relationship stronger on earth. Like, as far as your being able to put it down, okay? And keep it held down with you and another person if it's about long-term relationships that you're seeking. All right, Pisces, I appreciated that reading. I hope you did. If you would like to take the deeper dive is what I like to do. I like to call that sort of like your initial intake into whatever we offer at Wooing Nature. We do insight, of course, from an intuitive standpoint, but we also do energetic healing and intuitive life management as well. But the deeper dive just gets you started. It lets you know where you are spiritually, physically, mentally, and emotionally, where there are weaknesses, what you need to be focusing on right now in order to be in alignment with your true self and be in alignment with your true nature. And then from there, if there's energetic work that needs to be done, or if there's other insights that need to be had about you and your life experience, or if you want to start putting down a plan for how you want to live your life moving forward, we can do that through intuitive life management. So check out the website. That's at wooingnature.life. Information is in the description box below. And as always, I hope you have a great day, and I hope you have a wonderful February and you're having a fabulous life.